All right, we're in round 2. And we've got ourselves a keep here. That was a good top deck. Ooh, Eiley. She's pretty bad news bears, huh? Well, guess we go commando. I mean, the good news is, once I'm at 4 mana, Lagak gets us first strike range on Eiley. Bad news is, she's going to be hitting me a little bit. War Cleric, okay. Omnath. Guess we swing. If he can kill Sentinel, we're going to take some damage, but guess I just have to hope he can't kill Sentinel. Well, I guess I can still block the War Cleric, so not the end of the world, but Eiley's doing some work on us. Well, that's good news. Why don't we nip this problem in the bud now? The old War Cleric Envoy synergy. Pretty good. Yeah, I think we want to drop Lagak, right? I mean, I can drop Maw. Neither of which are going to let us attack into that Envoy. But I guess Maw can attack into War Cleric if we manage to deal with the Envoy. I think if I get Stone Fury mana, though, I'm just going to kill the War Cleric. I don't know if I'd kill the Envoy. Although if I can, if it opened up an attack with Lagak, maybe it would be better to kill the Envoy. Let's just play Lagak for now, I guess. I mean, worst case, I don't rip a red mana next turn. I get to play Maw of Kozilek anyway. Yeah, 3 life a turn is no joke. Raptor. Alright. Well, now we're definitely killing onto War Cleric. Attacking with Envoy, okay. Red mana would be good here. Green mana makes sense, though. We are running a lot of green mana. This is the only, remember, this Stone Fury is the actual only spell in our deck that requires double red. And we have a lot of double and triple green spells, hence why I erred towards green. But this is a game where that is becoming an issue. Still do not really have a good attack here. There we go. So I can take out Undo War Cleric. I can swing Team. We're on a 3-turn clock from that. He blocks. Don't really want to die to flyers. I could kill a flyer. I'm still going to be taking 2 from above every turn, though. What are the chances of me racing here? They're not very good. May have to kill a flyer, which would be the envoy. All right, I think we just don't have the capability to race, so we're going to have to kill the flyer. I still have Demon's Grasp, which I can't cast. I have Seed Guardian. That would be a good draw. Okay. All right. So we've got some outs here. Not a ton. But Seed Guardian would be the ideal draw. Plated Crusher. I can't quite cast, but it is a big threat. Still on a 4-turn clock. And life gain, kind of irrelevant based on our hand. Him gaining life is not going to win him the game. It's basically, can we stop the death from above? And we definitely play the Plated Crusher before the Omnath, because you want to play Omnath the same turn that you play a land, so you immediately get value. That's a good rip, though, too. I mean, we can play everything now, which is great news. We're still in quite a bit of trouble, though. Almost wish I had a sack outlet at this point. Still on a 3-turn clock. All right. Well, Suma's Plated Crusher. Oops. Kind of want him to kill it, obviously, because we got the Bailoff null. So, basically, this is our last turn. Or not. Alright, death from above. So, guess we'll bring in the plummet. Only saw a couple flyers, but Raptor got there. We do have the reach guy as well, but we were not going to get there. So let's bring in plummet, probably for the brute strength again. I'm okay with that. Bear of Silence cannot block. So not worth it, I don't think. Envoy does block. Not really worth it on the splash, though. Tough to get behind that. Only 5 total ways to get black. Maybe it's worth it. Over like a what, though? Over like a snapping Gnarlid? Gnarlid's fine, though, especially on the play. I think we'll try it like this. Yeah. Seems fine to me. So we get to go Gnarlid into Larva into Lagak. Ooh. Change of plans. Well, now I guess I kind of want to rip another land so I can curve into Lagak, but I might not be able to. I'm going to play Relentless Hunter next turn. Ooh. Curve perfect. I'm debating whether I want to play the Vestige now. I guess I don't have to. I don't really need to. Get a beautiful attack this turn. Baleoth, no, nice, okay. Doesn't matter. Lagak. So we get to play Loam Larva next turn. Might as well find our swamp, I guess. Pretty obvious target, I guess. Do have Natural State, which does not deal with Isolation Zone, as a matter of fact. There's a land, so we get to attack again with Gnarlid. Alright. Isolation Zone also kind of makes our Baleoth null a little bit less good. Attack for 4. Next turn we get to attack with the Lagak too, though, because we're going to bring it back with the Baleoth null, so I guess that's good news. Need to find our black mana. Eily, sure. It's 2/5 now. Makes things more difficult. Guess I can just play the Pathfinder, though. Probably want to do that. So next turn I can swing with everything. Ensure that we can get something back with Baloth Null. Presumably Lagak. Alright. Unfortunately for us, both of his removal spells have completely negated our Baloth Null value, which is depressing to say the least. Well, Stone Fury would be a good rip if I had a second red. It's still pretty good draw, though. So I guess we attack with Lagak, and then we bring it back with Baloth Null. I guess that's all we got. Could attack with the Loam Larva, too. I suppose. We're going to have to find that second red at some point. Bit of a sad Baloth Null, but it did its job. Okay, so let's go land, Lagak, pump, swing for 10. Well, I'll take the 2 for 1. Since I have the Stone Fury for the Envoy. So I guess we just guarantee we find our red mana next turn. Well, guess we still kill the Envoy, huh? Yeah, I guess before he gains the life. Makes our plummet draw worse, though, doesn't it? think I'm just going to have to be okay with that. Because Plated Crusher and Omnath don't really care about Spawnbinder all that much. Oh, another flyer. All right. Well, at least Plummet's a good draw again. We've got some good draws here, to be perfectly honest. Flameseeker is better than a land. But not so good in our deck. All right, we've got some flyers to deal with. We're in pretty big trouble now, to tell you the truth. He gets to give this flying and vigilance too, so we're going to get death from above again unless we get a plummet. And even with the plummet, we're still in fairly big trouble. I mean, we'll kill the Step Glider, but we're still in big trouble after that. And he's got us on a 4-turn clock, so we're in a pretty tough spot here. Well, we ripped the plummet, which was necessary. So we're going to have to just kill Step Glider now, which at least turns it down to a 7-turn clock. Take the 2-for-1 on this, or attempt it. We've got more top end we're going to have to try and do good here with. All right. You got us. Demon's Grasp is acceptable. Problem now is, do I want to take out the flyer or the ground guy? How many things can I stop the ground guy with? So I can stop the flyer and the ground guy with the Seed Guard. Why did he not attack with the Raptor? Just in case I take it so I can't crack back. I guess that makes sense. I'm going to have to kill something here. So 7-turn clock with the Raptor. 5-turn clock with the Spawnbinder Mage. That's a problem. I don't have a ton of guys that can block it either. I think we're going to just have to kill the 3/5. And hope that I can rip well. Well, that qualifies. All right. Hey, we just drew 3 consecutive removal spells. That's pretty good. If we're not going to draw bombs, if we're not drawing lands, I'm happy to draw removal spells. Maybe should have sandbagged that, to be perfectly honest. In case I rip Omnath, I mean, I want to be able to just play Omnath and get value. Do I really want to devour in Flames a medic? Not especially, but I guess now I kind of do. Yeah, actually, this is kind of cool. All right, got game 2 by the skin of my teeth. Baloth Null looking a little bit worse than this one. Opponent's deck is fantastic. I certainly think it's better than ours. We still haven't even figured out what the blue splash is. Is that right? We don't even know? I assume it's Deep Fathom Skulker, which is scary. But he's got Oblivion Strike, he's got Isolation Zone, he has Complete Disregard, Flyers for days, a lot of Flyers, a lot of Evasion, and I do not have a ton of ways to deal with Flyers. Natural State does not deal with Isolation Zone, which is kind of sad. I could bring in Envoy. It does block all of his Flyers. It's pretty bad on the splash, but problem is I don't like a lot of our guys in this matchup anyway. Like, I don't really like snapping Gnarlid in general, but on the draw, especially in this match, I don't love it. Even the Free Runner's pretty bad in this matchup too. Free Runner I like more because at least it's an ally for Commando or Flame Seeker, so I can do something with it. I think we're going to bring in the Envoy. It's not great, but I think we kind of need it. He's just got too many Flyers. I'm not going to change my black mana base, though. All right, let's do this. Splashing Envoy, not my favorite thing in the world, but when you have as many Flyers as my opponent does, it does feel necessary. Hey, even got a good hand here. We got the old Zada's Commando Envoy synergy. All right. Off to the races we are. Eiley's pretty good. We don't have green mana yet, which makes this Plated Crusher in hand look pretty ugly. Well, no play. I guess that's good. Guess we can just go Envoy and do a little drain effect rather than attack. Is the drain effect better? I don't know the answer to that. Would I rather deal 2 damage? Would I rather deal 1, gain 1? Guess I'd rather deal 2 damage. Could also just play the Geopede then, so it trades with Eiley. I like that more. Could have complete disregard, but I'd rather him disregard the Geopede than the Envoy, I think. Well, I don't think he had it. Maybe he invests more in Eiley, like shoulder to shoulder or something, so I can devour it. Career Griffin, okay. Loam larva. Well, I think we kind of need that. But I can't play it, which is a problem. So I guess we go Envoy pass, and it's a decent stalemate for us. If I rip green now, though, I get to go Loam Larva Salvo, which is pretty nice. He's got to be pretty tempted to use an Isolation Zone or Oblivion Strike, complete disregard on our Envoy here. All right, as expected. He busted the big guns. No attacks with Courier Griffin. That's not expected. All right, Cinder Barons. Guess it's a thing. So I can Devour in Flames. It sets me behind on mana, but I don't have green mana yet anyway. Could take out his flyer. He can sack it in response, which makes that worse. Guess we chill for now. Could actually attack with Geopede, but then he can smash back for more. Well, attack with Geopede. He goes to 15. I think the Eiley makes that not good. So I could use Devour in Flames now. I think we're going to do it. My thinking is Eiley's annoying. And it basically, she turns off all my other removal and turns it into life gain, which is just annoying enough where I want to get rid of it. Leading him with a flyer is a bit rough, but we do have the salvo, at least for that one. Captain's Claws, okay. I mean, if he attacks, we get to smash back, though. So, he must have a follow-up play here, otherwise this doesn't make a lot of sense. Alright. Guess he got us. Green mana? No green mana. Green spell, though. So, do I want to get in 3 damage, or do I want to let him get another ally creature? I think we got to go for the long game plan, which I'm not a big fan of. I just don't think that racing is gonna happen. He's kind of doing the same thing as if he left it on the flyer, except now it's not on an evasive creature, right? Is anything really changing? I'm still blocking a 1/1. So we'll block the 1/1, take 4. It's going to be a problem. No, that's pretty important land to get, to be perfectly frank. So I can salvo the Griffin. Can salvo the Envoy. But I can also play Loam Larva, which we want to do. So let's go Loam Larva, find Forest. And then salvo Griffin, I guess. Because otherwise he can deal more damage with the claws, I guess. Alright. So we can play Null. Still at least one Forest from Crusher, right? Because we're going to top deck one. I'm not sure that works. Huh. So you going to use a combat trick to kill my Loam Larva? I don't think I care about that. At least I can't imagine I care about that. Huh. That was not a wise play, but I do appreciate it. So, guess we can go Baloth Null, big guns, basically to just get back Azada's Commando? It's not bad. Lets me follow up with Relentless Hunter and Zada's Commando next turn, at the very least, or potentially the Plated Crusher if we're lucky. Let's do that. Basically, any value of Null is good value. Could have left back the Loam Larva, actually, in case he has the removal spell for Baloth Null, which there's a decent chance he does. Ah, Quarantine Field's so good. My opponent's deck is sweet. So now I wish I'd left back the Loam Larva, but come on, you can never anticipate for Quarantine Field. That's absurd. That is absolutely absurd. Nor should you ever, especially the fact that we haven't seen it until Game 3 is pretty insane. But yeah, Quarantine Field is just one of those cards that's like got to be probably the best in the format, I imagine. I can't imagine a better card in the format than Quarantine Field, really. Like, if you can come up with one, I'm happy to hear what you think it is, but I cannot think of one card that's better than Quarantine Field in this format. So do I attack for 2? I think I actually have to stay back because he's going to get 3 allies when he attacks with that. And taking 1 damage from an unblocked ally, because I can play 2 blockers here. But taking 1 damage from an unblocked ally plus the Envoy puts us on a 2-turn clock, where at least now we're on a 3-turn clock. So I think this is better. Wait, if I take him to 11, next turn I can pump twice and deal not enough. I think we're better off looking for a removal spell for Envoy. Gives us one extra turn with it. All right, it's manageable. Embodiment of Fury. So if I attack with Relentless Hunter, he swings with Team next turn. Only have 3 blockers for his 5 attackers. I can block those 3, go to 3. Take. I guess we can attack with Relentless Hunter. Because if he swings all out, we only take 3. And potential to find lethal, I think, next turn. With landfall, perhaps, maybe. Not super likely. Could still find a removal spell. All right, now unfortunately it's lethal. But we would have had to have a pretty good rip anyway, even if he didn't have everything here. He could have killed us there. I mean, I can't imagine drawing out of this now. It doesn't seem possible, but we only had 3 blockers. He had 5 attackers. He also didn't pump the Envoy, which doesn't make a ton of sense in my mind. But now, like, a plummet doesn't get us out of this. Got the plummet too. Can't really attack. If I'm left with 3 blockers, well, he didn't attack with everything last turn. It's like if I don't push damage through, though, I don't exactly see how I can win. I don't know. I think I just swing with Hunter here again. Still have the green mana with the holdout settlement for plummet. But I have a feeling he's going to re-equip that clause. I kind of want him to leave it on there. Just attack with his flyers. That would be ideal. Or equip his raptor. That would be good. Another raptor? Well, geez, we're really dead now. Close one. Opponent's deck was definitely better than ours, though, so not that frustrating of a loss, to be honest. Yeah, opponent's deck was really good, man. Really good deck. A lot of good cards in there. Quarantine Field, Eiley, and Oblivion Strike, and Isolation Zone. Captain's Cause is only okay, but it's pretty cool in his deck. He's got the synergies for it. A lot of flyers in there. I just could not hang, man. Just could not hang. It was close, though. We at least made it interesting and got to game 3, so I can be satisfied with that. Man, we had some good draws coming up, too. All right, we'll see you in round 3.